Hello, folks. How you doing? And happy December 2025. So the last month of the year, the last month of 2025, the month in which we can call silly season, the month where it's party, 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 shop, 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 shop till you drop, spend, 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 wear out, wear out, wear out, exhaustion, exhaustion, exhaustion. But that's only if you choose to play that game. There's going to be, and it's already happening, by the way, many people are going to be going, why am I spending this much money at Christmas? Why am I filling my calendar full of all of this? Why am I in this overpacked, overhyped Christmas market? Why am I, why am I in, well, when am I going to speak properly? Anyway, why am I in this shopping centre, shopping mall? Why am I buying this person a present when they don't buy me one? Or why am I stressing of what to buy somebody when they don't really give a shit what they give me? In fact, sometimes they re-gift. Many people are going to be having these scenarios going round and round in their head. In some cases, people will be putting them into practice and going, I'm not going to go this year, or I'm not going to do that this year, or I'm not going to spend that this year, or we'll do that, but we're not doing that. In some cases, it will be banked for a future date where the seed will come in, but it won't take root because I've not been ready for it yet. And that happens a lot in the ascension process. Something comes in, but there's a part of us that's not ready to release that. There's a part of us that's not ready to step forward. So it just stays there. Okay? But there's no turning away from it. It could be quite easy this month to go, God, I'm glad this year's over. What a shit year that was. But that's not what we should be doing. What we're advised to do is to stop looking at it as a shit year or a problematic year or a troublesome year and flip it. Because as we start to go and carry on going through this evolution, more and more are realizing that when bad things happen, difficulties, obstacles, it's not like we used to view them in the past where, why me? Why are bad things happening? World is shit type energy. That we're going to start realizing that this is an opportunity for clearing. That this year I've had many different lessons hit me. Sometimes all at once, sometimes very brutally. A lot of gut punches, etc. But I know it's not because the world is shit or because I'm being punished for past deeds. Even if it is a karmic and it has karmic undertones, karma isn't that. Karma's not punishment. It's lessons. It's teaching. It's reaction. Okay? What you put out, we have to experience. So as we transition through December, it's about being thankful. Thankful for all of those moments, the good, the bad, the ugly, that helped us to rediscover those hidden depths of ourself, that helped to switch on and pull out the areas of ourselves that we'd suppressed or had been suppressed, the areas which we'd denied. It's about being thankful for the feelings. And one of the things that the guides keep saying is, I think November with the Mercury retrograde was a very feelingy month, if that's a word. And there's been times where it's been like, this is feeling too much. And the guides have said it only feels too much because we've come from such suppression of feelings. We were hijacked and propelled and redirected into the materialistic world, into the corporate world, into the false matrix, patriarchal energies, consumerism, breaking down of relationships and friendships and self. So in order to deal with that, humans had to numb themselves. Because a lot of what you were told to do was unnatural and unorganic. Same word that actually unnatural. Shut up. So you had to numb down with various different ways. But it's changing now because we're coming away from those false patterns, those false expectations. And we're realizing it was just a blip. Oh, a blip in the matrix. Ooh, I want to write that down. Is that what we're going to call this video, do you think? Blip in the matrix? Speaking of blips in the matrix, we're, we're becoming more and more aware that time is strange, time blackouts. We're becoming more aware of multiple timelines, multiple alternate realities at the same time. More and more people that have become awakened are becoming more awakened, more raw, if that makes sense. So you're going to see it more. You're going to be sat out there on the bus, on the tube, in the car, walking to work or whatever, and you're going to be looking around and you're going to be seeing that. You're going to be on the phones, um, big headphones on. You know, I mean, I need to do a video about headphones. It may be a trigger. Prepare yourself for it. Should I do it now? Do you know, headphones are great, but not for walking around outside in. Especially outside. Please, 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 especially if you're walking out in nature, can you not wear headphones? Because they cut you off. There's really no point. There's no point if you're going for a walk. Oh, tangent. I love a good tangent. There's no point if you're going out into nature to wear headphones because you're cutting yourself off from Gaia. You may as well just be on the treadmill in a gym. Please get out of that habit because and every time I see it, the nerves in my body, it's like, please stop this. We've, you know, we're trying to find our way around. This isn't about telling people what to do, but it's something that I'm really picking up on. And I can get that. I remember years ago when I had a lot of anxiety and I used to put headphones on to go out, but we mustn't carry on switching off. Does that make sense? So you'll be sat there and you'll be seeing things like this, and there's other things that people are doing. And we were out yesterday, and it was like it was being like some type of simulation, and it was almost like you could see the fact that these look like characters in a computer game. You know, send that car down there, have that person. It just, and people were acting like they were not conscious. Now, there's a lot of theories about this out there, and I do get on board with some of it. And maybe that's some content and videos we can do in 2026. Um, NCPs, is it called, and all of that? I do think that happens. I do think there are people that can come without consciousness that are part of the keep saying stimulation, simulation of life. It's but let's not crowd this video with that. But anyway, we're becoming more aware of it. I remember we were driving down a motorway a couple of weeks back, and we obviously live in Lincoln, so we're going up to Yorkshire. And the queue, we've got a place called Meadowhall in the United Kingdom, and the queue for the Meadowhall, it's a shopping mall, was off the scale. It was like miles of it. And it was like, where is that one person that's gonna go, sod this, I'm going? And we're going to become more aware of it. You're gonna find yourself going, because the divide is real. But this isn't for judgment. And I think December really brings up the false matrix. It brings up in a child wounding of wanting to go back to experience all Christmases. It just December is a strange month, but it can be a profound month. We've also got the solstices. We've got the energy after the Mercury retrograde and all the other retrogrades that are going on. December is a time that can bring depression to the surface. It can bring suicide to the surface. It can bring money worries to the surface. So it's going to heighten the awakening. More people can, why am I slogging at this job just to buy Christmas presents when I could just sit with my children and teach them the real value of this season? That it shouldn't be about sackfuls of presents, that it shouldn't be about the diary being full to capacity, that actually what is in here, the heart space and the consciousness is far more important than what is under that Christmas tree. I mean, we can take it even further, as happened to me last year when it was after the solstice. I'm gonna laugh at this, and I was watching an astrologer, and it was, I don't know, it was just after the solstice, and she said, "Oh, so that the solstice, the sun stays still, and then on the 25th of December, it's the return of the sun." And I went, "The return of the sun, return of the sun, not the SON, as in Son of God, but the return of the sun, as in our solar energy up there, SUN." And honestly, I was I was in the gym, and the realization of the manipulation and the lies around December and what it portrays and what it actually doesn't portray, and the hijacking of all the traditional belief systems, the ancient belief systems, to form something, to then get that to make hundreds of years down the line, get people spending. It was profound. And then obviously as Christmas went through, I was like, "What's New Year soon?" But my body didn't feel like it was New Year. And then again, the astrologers were coming out about this. She said something about it's the not actual the new year, but it's the new calendar year. And I was like, and it was weird because I wasn't actually Googling any of this, but it was just coming on my For You page and all this information about Christmas and what it actually is and what it actually isn't. And about the fact that Yeshua was possibly born in either September or the springtime, and where the new year actually is and where it isn't. And that was really profound for me. But once it had settled, I was like, it was actually quite freeing because it means that you don't have to play the game. You don't have to play the Christmas game. You can celebrate the holiday season. You can celebrate the solstice. You can celebrate Christmas if you want. It's up to you. But for me, in that moment, it was very liberating. And I ain't the only one that happened to last year. It happened to many. And it's happening this year. I am seeing people that I never thought would have these conversations having them. And this is all about the freeing. In December, our body will be again absorbing more light, more frequency, more download, more upgrade, more aha moments, because 2026 promises to be another biggie. Okay? This is going to be the way forward for years to come as we start to really step away from the false matrix, the old patriarchal teachings, the old mind control, as we start to step more and more away from it. So each year is going to be bringing big things, personal big things, collective big things, and global big things. Yes, they are exciting times to be alive. It's nothing to fear. It's exciting. So let's pull some cards for December 2025. This is the Wild Reflections deck by Wyspell. December 2025. Oh, and I've got the deck upside. Don't do reverses with this deck, so but actually, interesting, everything happens for a reason. Oh, it does happen for a reason. It really does. I'm gonna put the deck back to normal, but I just want you to just bear with me. This card came out upside down, and it's the Seven of Cups, which is balancing many plates. It's also illusion, delusion, a lot going on, a lot emotionally. And that's when we've got a big to-do list. Got a lot of plates to spin. Balancing everything, being wife, mother, work colleague, business owner, daughter, best friend, shopper, to keep the multi-billionaires in their lifestyles. Yes, all of that. But it came out in reverse. So it's about releasing that. People hitting crisis point, people hitting financial crisis point, emotional crisis point, physical crisis point, over drinking, overeating, over consuming as part of the evolution. Four of Swords is about rest and recuperation. It's about inward revolution. Healing after the Three of Swords, the heartbreak. In reverse, it's when you're exhausted. Crisis point for humanity. Let's write that down as well. Crisis point for humanity. And what I mean by this is for people that really are not aware of the changing energies. Okay. So you will be observing it, and you may still have your own crisis points, but there is a collective energy out there as crisis point for humanity, where those that are refusing, those that are trying to push away, deny the energy of ascension, awakening, evolution, enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, it is going to be kicking your door in a huge way. Those parties that you force yourself to go to, you're going to feel it. Those drinks the morning after, you're going to feel it. There's also lots of heart-opening energy around this time as well. A raw need for simplicity and harmony. Many people have had such upgrades on their energy field now that these big shopping centres, you can't do them. You become ill. Physically ill, mentally ill, spiritually ill, emotionally ill in them. More and more people are craving the great big outdoors. Okay. The sun. The return of the sun. Not SON. Because, yes, she was around us all the time anyway. This is the sun. Your sun. Your vibrancy. Your light. Your spirituality. Your stories. This is you having transmuted, alchemized the trauma, the stories, and you've all of a sudden, bong, that's that. I love that. When they do those in the cacao ceremonies, I love that. All of a sudden, it's like, boom, I get it. I'm not a victim. I'm free. Temperance and balance. We're still straddling both worlds, but there's stuff to still be learned here and stuff to learn here. Well, okay. I wasn't going to be. The deck is playing up again, but anyway, Queen of Wands in reverse. People refusing to play the corporate game. Let the cards play if they want to play King of Wands in reverse as well. Men and women, women and men, refusing to play the game. I like how this deck is usually an upright deck. It's not one that I do the rotate. I just don't. It's mainly the Radiant Rider-Waite and the Golden Art I do that with. But anyway, interesting. I'm refusing to play the game. I'm refusing to go out and spend and tire myself out. I'm refusing to drink like a fish, take drugs, work every hour God sends for one day of the year. Because without me, you can't be as dark and corrupt as you want to be. This is the billionaires, by the way. I'm coming back to it's big. I'm coming back to self. In fact, I'd rather sit down and make a gift for someone. Or I'd rather really spend that time online or in my local community if you've got access to it, really looking at small businesses, cottage industries. I've just found a place. Oh, I don't know the name of it. I will be going on about them a lot on here. I can tell of hand cream, because obviously menopausal. I would say perimenopausal skin. It's needed. It's hand cream. I've always had issues with because I used to be a nurse. You say, well, care assistant and a dental nurse. So you wash your hands a lot, surgical scrubbing and all of that. So my hands are very fragile. And I found a gorgeous cream. Very, what's it called? Oh, Gary's got my phone because he's uploading off of it. Um, let me write it. Let me write it down. Put in cream shop. That's for my brain to remember. And I'll put it in the description box below. Um, yeah. And it's they do a skincare range that they're a cottage business. It's not a billionaire thing. Because there's still things I would like to get to a place with my skin where I can be more natural and organic with it. Okay, I'm aware that I'm still got things to learn. It's just the thing is, I've already bought lots of other skincare. I just want to chuck it. So I want to use that and then go on to this company and then get my skin to a point where it doesn't need makeup. We're all a work in progress, and I like to share personal things so that you know that we're all a role in progress. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, shh. Um, so yes, thinking about why should I go spend hundreds of pounds on that when I could spend on that? Because some of these cottage industries, you'd have to pay for it because they ain't got the support of other people. Um, but it's about where am I going to put my energy, my revenue, boundaries in place. Yeah, the cards are speaking. Firm boundaries, natural, organic world, slower pace, Hierophant, not rejecting the dark anymore, wanting to come back to the dark. Oops. And Three of Cups, each other, and allowing each other to be each other. I think that's going to be a big thing in 2026 where we've all done a lot of work on ourselves, but now we're going to have to understand that everyone is different. Everyone has got their shadow, and we have to love each other for who they are without trying to change them. Okay? And the people that we thought were our enemies were actually our greatest teachers. So we're building up for this energy in 2026 where we're not going to be sat at the dinner table going, God, they're a right knack. I'm not going to go sit next to them. That you're able to and spiritually mature enough to see what has made them them. And even if you're not aware of their story, you're aware that at some point something in their life broke their heart to make them that. And to be able to see them as a human being that's going through a wounding and reacting in a way that they only know how to, whilst knowing it's not about you, is one of the most powerful things that 2026 will be bringing to the table. Okay, let's do the other deck, which is called the Druid Craft Tarot Deck by Philip and Stephanie Carr Gomm and Will Worthington. This was the box for the other deck. December 2025. December 2020. Strength. Warrior energy. Just justice and balancing. 2025 may and has been a difficult year in some areas, either with lots of physical things happening or going wrong. Remember, nothing goes wrong. Everything is actually going right. Believe that. But what it has helped to do is bring about a very deep karmic clearing and a very deep karmic understanding, which is how we're able to get to that in 2026. And we're ready to get to that in 2026. Let's keep pulling the cards. Five of Pentacles. I like that. I like that depiction. Do you like that? It's time to get out of the cave, to do things that fulfill you, that nourish you, that uplift you, that free you, to do things away from the false programming, to put you and your emotional needs first. The exhaustion that you're fighting, struggling with, facing, is your body's way of telling you something. The financial crisis that you're facing is your body's way of telling you something. The wheel. Let's draw a line in the sand and move on. Going forward. Taking charge of your own destiny, your way. Like this. Oh. Eight of Pentacles. Work doesn't need to be eat, sleep, rave, repeat. It doesn't need to be slog. Work should be wholesome, fulfilling. We should have work. We shouldn't just be sat on the sofa watching Netflix. There's a time for that, don't get me wrong. But it's not every day. We should take pride in work. We should want to work. We should want to be of service to ourselves, our families, our community. We should want to bring something to the table. Look at him making his little stars. A big corporate office, taking pride in it, simplifying things. Reminds me as well as as well as shh, parents making gifts for their children. Handmade gifts, mending. When my dad got Mum and Dad got me a pushchair as a little girl. I'm not sure where they got it. It was second hand, and my dad polished it all up and painted it and stuff. And my mum did all the stitching stuff inside of it. That pram is remembered more than some multi-billion or millionaire kids remember their expensive toys. You know, the things that people have made for you. Yes. Princess of Pentacles. Oh, look at that. You see that? Look, I love how Tarot tells. Here he is thinking, I'm going to make something from my heart to yours to pass to the next generation of wonder. What has been passed down? Because what I'm feeling is the ancient knowledge that goes as far back as anything, and the knowledge of parents and grandparents and great grandparents, all of that is starting to come back on again. A lot of people have suppressed that and switched off the ancestral knowledge. I'm talking about the bloodline knowledge now within the body because of ancestral trauma and not being able to or wanting to think about the family line because of the trauma. But because people have been healing it and understanding it, they're understanding what has been passed down. And it's like, actually, I'm going to bring those skills forward. Two more cards, okay. The Six of Pentacles. Giving back to society. Look at the winter energy in that. I know some people that follow me from Australia and other parts of the world, it's going to be in summer. But look at the winter scene. If you want to get on the Christmas gravy train, we've only got so much energy, so many resources. Use it wisely. King of Wands, this fiery energy. How am I going to use what I've got to be of service? And that's a real, there's so much we could say with these cards. That's a real new earth energy wanting to come in. For some people, they are in lack energy and they feel the whole Christmas is on my shoulders. Stop it. The only person to blame for that is you. I saw a video that I'm not sure if this is a fake, because sometimes people do fake videos just to rile people up. But take it away from that. I saw somebody do a video the other day. Now listen to me out until we get to the end because it does make sense. Somebody had put on a video that they were going to be doing Christmas and they were going to be charging each person that was coming to Christmas dinner a certain amount of money, like £10, £20. And I was like, oh. And went to the comment section. Like always, it's just blowing up all over the place. And how dare you do that? And I was like, you see, you're all daft, really. Because why shouldn't she? Listen, listen to me out. Our ancients, when they went round for food, they all brought something. They all brought something. When I did it, when we did it, before we left the old house to come here, we had a big dining room then, and we had 14 round. Do you think I actually said I'm going to be running around all day? I'm going to be cooking it. But I actually, because I've learnt with the shamanism that I'm not going to take all your power. I'm not going to be sacrificing all my day for you lot whilst you off me and my family isn't like that anyway. So I told people, someone's got to bring the sweet, someone's got to bring this, if it was just a bag of crisps. And I think that's right. And I think more people should be doing that. I'd even do that if I went to my parents, you know. My parents are not well enough to do a Christmas, but if they did, I would, take some money in or be of service. I won't just sit there and expect it to be catered for. And I actually thought, she's onto something there. Why should it be down to one family every year to cater Christmas? Why should it be down to one person to cook and lose all their day? Why not? It should be about community. Do you know what I mean? Our wedding was about community as well. We didn't have spangly people coming in and doing the room up. Family did the room up for us. Yes, we had a balloon person came in and someone came in to do some flower swags, but everything else was family that did it. And this is what is wrong with society. Too many people think they can just sit there whilst the whole world does it for them, when really what's needed is community. Well, you're going to do the chicken or the meat or the turkey or whatever. Well, I'm great at doing a meringue nests and cream and sweets, and I'm great at doing Christmas cake, and I'm great at actually providing drinks for people, and I'm great at looking after the children. So I can stay and look after the children because I'm past cooking now, but I can look after the kids. Do you see what I mean? And there's going to be more of this. And I quite like it. I'm all for it. Community. Even more families are going to be start saying, let's forget Christmas presents for each other. And if we're going to do it, let's do handmade things. There's going to be all sorts coming forward for the years ahead of different ways of living. And we're going to be like, what were we thinking of back then? Do you know what I mean? What were we thinking of? You know? Interesting times, and it's powerful. So, what is December? It's a very, very powerful month. It's a roundup of the year. It's the gateway into the new earth. It's a time of much fun and excitement. It's a time of inward revolution, the next layer of it. It's also a time of birthing. The old ways coming in as new ways. The new to us. Parting of the deck. Ooh, Rudy. There's a Rudy picture. The lovers, the Garden of Eden. Can't hold it up too much because I'll get in trouble. Um, lovers, simplicity, and that looks very much like if you take away the Rudy bits, it's got a New Earth vibe to it, yes. Change, choice, lovers. Let's have a quiet Christmas. Let's not burn ourselves out. It's doing it again. Yeah, let's not burn ourselves out. Let's step back from the matrix, the false matrix. Let's step back from the wrong type of consumerism. Let's think about what I'm doing with my energy. Ooh, before I go, ooh, nearly forgot then. The final group healing of 2025 is the end of year deep heal, deep cleanse to get ready for next year. Because if you follow us, you know we don't like to take baggage into the next year. So out of all the group healings, this is the one that stays the same every single year because it's so important to make sure that we're not taking this year's dross, the stuff that we no longer need into next year, so that we're clear for the new energies. Bit of a difference with this one because there's going to be two of us on it, both me and Gary, channeling this group healing. Still the same price, £22 for 2 days distance channeled healing. The 16th and 17th of December. To take part in that, it's a distance channeled event, so there's no lives, no links, no Zooms. You go about your day as normal whilst receiving the healing. All the information is below and then in the description and the pinned comment. It'll say next grouping, the dates, the price, how to take part, straight to the website, and a video if you want more information on it. You can watch that. Yes, if you're looking for I always forget this as well, year ahead readings for January. At the time of filming, December is fully booked. Okay, so if you want guidance, either mentoring or readings for 2026, there are still spaces left in January. And come to the reading not from a point of what's going to happen to me or am I going to meet the love of my life in 2026. Come to those sessions with the energy of how can I change my life, as in you. And we'll look at the energies that can be coming to the table and what you're meant to be learning from them. Anyway, yes. Group healing, booking a session for January. Thanks for watching. Love to all. And I will see you in the next one.